Hey guys, what's up and thank you so much for watching. So today's tutorial is going to be my first of 3 tutorials using the Tartelette in Bloom palette. Actually, one of my followers requested that I did a couple tutorials using the Tartelette in Bloom palette because they have the Tartelette in Bloom palette and they wanted me to do more than one look using it. So that's what I'll be doing this week. I will be posting 3 videos using this palette. So this will be the first of the 3 tutorials. Before I get started with the tutorial, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the palette. This is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. This is the original Tartelette palette. This one came out first. Tartelette in Bloom came out next. The Tartelette palette is just all mattes. It's all like matte cool type shades. So as you can see, all mattes, very cool toned, pretty palette. And then the Tartelette in Bloom is a combination of shimmers and mattes. If you are gonna get one of the two and you're between the two, I would recommend getting the Tartelette in Bloom just because it's a little more versatile. It's not all mattes, it's, you know, a good combo and it has some cool, some warm. So if you're only gonna get one, I would say to go for the Tartelette in Bloom. However, I just wanna throw it out there. Even though this is a good palette and I do use it and it's really pretty and it's really cute, this is not my favorite palette in the world. Like if you are on the market to go and buy a new eyeshadow palette, I probably wouldn't recommend buying this one. There's a bunch of other ones for the same price that I would recommend instead of buying this one. Don't get me wrong, I do like this. The colors are very pretty, it's a good palette, but I'm just not crazy about the Tarte eyeshadows. They're not my favorite eyeshadows. There's a lot of other eyeshadows that I absolutely love, that I would totally recommend getting instead of this. So if you're gonna go buy a bajillion palettes, yeah, go get this. But if you wanna go get one palette, this wouldn't be my #1 recommendation to go get. There's a lot of other things I would recommend before I recommend this one. However, I will be doing my 3 looks this week. I will try to make each one as different as possible from the last one that I did. So that way you can see how versatile it is and you can, you know, not do the same exact eye look every single time you use this palette if you have it. So that's all I have to say about the palette. Other than that, let's get started. So if you're interested in seeing the look that is in the thumbnail picture of this video, because right now all I got on is some brows, I ain't got no makeup on right now. If you're interested in seeing the look in the thumbnail, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Let's get started. Okay, so I am just gonna kind of like talk through this a little bit. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime my face. I am planning on doing something a little bit more light and a little bit more natural, just like more of like a daytime look today. So I'm gonna do my face first since I'm not planning on going so heavy on the eyes. I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my face with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I've been loving this stuff. It's so good. I'm just gonna spritz this all over my face, let it dry up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna try out something new today. I'm gonna try out the Lorac Perfection Mattifying Face Primer. I got like a little one the other day at Ulta. I'm usually super duper dry, but because I am so dry, my facial lady, who's the bomb, she gave me an oil, like an oxygen infused oil to start using every day. And since I started using it, my skin is definitely more a combination. Like I'm actually producing a little bit of oil like in this little area right here. And even though that's great for my actual skin and for wrinkles, I don't like it for my makeup because I don't like when my makeup gets oil breakthrough, and I've never experienced that in my life before, so it's been a struggle. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with foundation. I have been loving, I mean, I just tried it for the first time yesterday, but this stuff is amazing. This Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation, oh my God, it's incredible. Like, I don't remember the last time that I used a foundation, and the first time I ever used it, I was like, wow, game changer, yes. And the second I put the stuff on, I was like, oh my God, yes. I'm actually usually one of those people that whenever I, oh, very quick thing. I'm just mixing together the colors light beige and medium beige. I'm just putting 1 pump of each onto my little like mixing palette thing here. And I'm gonna mix those 2 together because I'm these 2 colors mixed together right now. And then I'm just gonna dip my Real Technique sponge in it and buff it in all over my face. But I'm usually one of those people that when I try stuff initially, I'm like, oh, I hate it, it's terrible. And I think everything is terrible the first time I use it, I don't know why. And I have to use things like 3 or 4 times before I'm finally like, okay, I really like this. And the second I put this on, I loved it, which never happens. So That says a lot. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, now that I applied a layer of this foundation on my face, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I don't know, it was just one of those nights that I slept really bad. So whenever I'm feeling like really gray or like haggard, or I feel like my skin is just not looking fresh and awake and healthy, I like to mix in a little bit of my Benefit High Beam into my foundation. So I already put like a layer of foundation over my whole face. I'm just gonna put a couple little like blobs, like a little blob of that into the foundation, like a little bit of foundation that I have left over here. It's like next to nothing. I'm gonna mix that into that little bit of foundation. And then I'm just going to do a very light layer of that foundation again, right on top. Whenever you feel like your skin is like looking really dead or like haggard or like gray, I like to say gray, like I look gray today, looking gray. If you put something pink in it, pink is very brightening and it's very healthy looking. It's almost like a baby. Like, you know, like when you see a baby and they're like so rosy and healthy and like they've got like this little pink flush to their skin. That's what we want to do. We want to try to make it look like we're babies. So gonna add a nice little natural healthy looking glow to my skin, because Lord knows I need that today. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm just gonna conceal in all the areas that I normally do. So I'll just fast forward right through this. Okay, so now that, baby, wait, I let my dog out. My dogs like to sit like on the bean bags in my room when I'm filming, but then my brother got home with food, so, you know, they wanted to go with him. So now that I've blended out all of this concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and bake. I'm gonna be using my Nye Cameo powder today because, like I said, I'm just looking real tired today. I'm looking really tired. So this is kind of like, okay, you know, like usually say you're under with a banana powder that's yellow. This is just a like more pinky color. It's like a more beigey pinky colored powder. So again, whenever I'm looking tired, I like to use this on my under eye area as opposed to a yellow. Also, if you're more fair skinned, a lot of times banana powders actually really don't work on you at all. They're gonna just look really yellow under your eyes. So if you're very fair and you notice that banana powders just are not complementing your skin color very well, go ahead and try out more of a pinky colored powder, like a beige or a pink, like this Nye Cameo powder, and it should help you a lot and work a lot better than that yellow powder. I'm only gonna bake my little under eye area with that Cameo powder because if I bake my whole face with this Cameo powder, because I have a lot of yellow undertones, I'm just like a yellow person. If I bake my whole face with this like pinky colored powder, it's not really gonna complement my skin color very well. But because I wanna brighten my under eyes so much, it's okay for that. But for the rest of my face, I'm just gonna bake with my RCMA powder, my regular no color RCMA powder. So I'm gonna bake my forehead and my smile lines with this. However, if you are really fair skinned, you can totally bake your whole face with just the Cameo powder, or just if you're more yellow, you can bake your whole face with the banana powder. I would just like to be complicated, to be 100% honest, so whatever. Okay, so I let the under eye bakeage sit for maybe like 2 minutes. I didn't leave it on very long. I'm just gonna wipe away what's left over and I'll leave the rest of my face baking while we work like on our little under eye area. So even though I did bake my under eye area with a Cameo powder, I am still gonna set it with like a little bit more powder. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that Cameo powder and I'm gonna mix it in with my MAC Pro Emphasize powder, which is just this little powder right here. You can only get that at the MAC Pro store or you can order it online. So I'm mixing those two together and I'm just going to very lightly put this in my under eye area all the way down to the edge of my nose and bring it up like in a triangle like motion. I love the MAC Pro Emphasize powder just because it's almost like if you took like the most beautiful sheeny glitter and like put it in a Vitamix and like broke it all up. So it gives like this beautiful like reflection under your eyes, and it's just super brightening and it reflects light incredibly. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that all under my eyes. Keep it nice and bright. You can already see looking bright, looking a lot more awake, except for the mustache. The mustache is throwing me off a little bit, but the mustache is about to go. I don't want to put the pink all over my face because that's a little, for me, it's a little too much. So I'm just gonna go into my Lorac Pro Contour Palette right here. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that banana powder, and I'm just gonna set the rest of my face. Or set the rest of the areas where I applied concealer. Okay, so I'm just gonna set the rest of my face now with some powder. I'm gonna use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. I like the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish because it's like a happy medium. It's like very light coverage, and it's, I don't know, just gives your face like a nice natural sheen, which I like. So I use the color medium golden, so you guys know. Okay, so let's get started on the eyes now. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. All right, all right. All right, 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 all right. Okay, now ladies, yeah. Okay, so I'm putting this like in the upper crease, like right, like I'm kind of sticking my brush here, going right under my brow bone and letting it get into my upper crease, and then I'm also putting it directly in my crease and kind of just swirling it around over my whole like lid area almost, because again, this is just gonna be our transition color. So other side now. Okay, so I'm gonna do something that I never do, and I'm gonna go more pink. I very rarely ever use pink eyeshadows, but I'm gonna go in with this Sweetheart color in the palette right here. It's still like a soft pink, but it's a lot brighter than Flower Child's. Taking a little bit of a smaller fluffy brush, I'm just gonna start to pack that on to like my outer V area, like about halfway through my lid, I'm packing it on. And then I'm gonna start to blend it up and into my crease. And then of course, taking that first fluffy brush that I used, I'm just going to make sure that this is all nice and blended together in the edges. This is one of the reasons why these aren't like my favorite palettes. No, like, I mean, they're good, but they're not my favorite. They're not that pigmented. Like they are, but you really have to sit there and pack on and pack on and pack on and pack on to get it to show. So it does take a minute when you're using this palette. Next, I'm gonna pick up this color in the palette called Funny Girl. It's this bottom corner palette. It's kind of like a shimmery, beigey with like a little bit of a pinky undertone. It's pretty. I'm gonna dip my flat brush in there, and I'm just gonna start to put that very lightly, not lightly. Why am I saying lightly? I'm not putting it on lightly. I'm packing it on all over my lid. And just kind of flicking it into that other little area. I think it might be me though. Like I think that this palette, because I know a lot of people really, really genuinely love this palette, and I think it's that people that are a little bit more fair skinned, these colors probably show up a little bit more on them, and not like, I'm actually very pale right now for how I normally get. I'm going on a cruise in 2 weeks, so if you guys follow me on Instagram, or I'm sure you'll see me here on YouTube after the cruise, you're gonna see what I mean when I say that I'm pale right now, because ooh. So, people that are more pale, I think that these colors show up a lot more on them. And just because, you know, I'm so yellow and I'm like olivey, they just, you know, don't show up very well on my skin tone. And just to keep it light and daytime appropriate, I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of that Funny Girl color, and I'm just gonna run it right underneath I don't really have arches on my eyebrows just aren't that arched, but I'm gonna run it right underneath the highest points of my eyebrows, so like right in the middle, to make it look like it's a little more arched. So now I'm gonna pick up a smaller brush. I'm gonna pick up this nice little small tapered brush, little Morphe brush. This is the Morphe M507. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the Sweetheart color, which was that last pinky color that we went in with, and I'm just going to apply that right in my lower lash line. So swirl and brush around. Let's go. I don't want to do too much on my lower lash line because I want to keep this very fresh and awake looking. So that's all I'm going to do, and I'm just going to call it a day on that. That's it. I'm going to pick up my waterproof cream color from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Honey. This is my favorite way ever to line my waterlines, like with a nude color, because this stuff, since it's like a gel, it literally lasts all freaking day. Like, it does not go anywhere. Like a breath of fresh air. So weak. Okay, so that's that. So now let's move on to the rest of the face. So now I'm gonna pick up my Lorac Pro Contour Palette once again, and my Morphe M503 brush, and I'm just gonna go into the light contour in the palette, just a couple taps. Tap it in the medium, tap it in the light to mix those two together. Tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna start to contour my face a little bit. So I love this palette. The colors are just so creamy and pigmented and like so easy to blend. So as you can see, I just drew like my line, and now I'm just doing little swirling motions to blend it out. That's it. All I'm gonna do. And then I'm just gonna use a little bit of my RCMA powder to bake underneath of the contour, because you can totally skip this step, but I'm a freak and I don't want to. Okay, cool. So now that that's done, let's highlight. And I'm very excited to highlight today because I finally got the new the Tarte of the Seas, the Rainforest of the Seas highlighting palette that Tarte just brought out. So that's what the palette looks like. It's so cute. It has like waves on the front of it. Oh no, it's cute. And then when you open it, ooh, okay, this is what it looks like. Ooh, wow, even the packaging is shiny, sorry. So it's really cute actually how they have this set up, because it says like, okay, it's, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? Okay, so the first color, this is supposed to be sunlight, this is supposed to be moonlight, and this is supposed to be filtered light. So I want to show you like in the right order. So I guess it's like sunlight for during the day, moonlight for at night. So today I'm actually just gonna go in with, I'm actually going to use, let's do sunlight. I'm gonna use sunlight, which is this color in the palette. It's the first one. Okay, it is the A23 brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm just going to spritz 2 little spritzes of Fix Plus on there, and I'm going to go into sunlight. So let's see what happens. Ooh, I like it. This is pretty. Oh my God, it's like a stripe and then like a stripe. It's okay, we'll blend it out. You know what I like about this? A lot of, pretty much all of my highlights are more like sheens. Like they're more of like a sheen, like a natural looking sheen. And this actually has like glitter in it, which a lot of people probably don't like, but I like it. I'm gonna use this same color to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. Most of the time when I highlight my inner corners, I always use a highlighter. I just like it because I like my inner corners to really pop. And especially since I want to look really awake today, this is really gonna help to open up and brighten. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe away this bakage. And then of course for blush, I feel like this is the only blush that I've been using for like almost a month now. I'm gonna go in with Luminoso from Milani. This is from the drugstore. I just love what a healthy glow this blush gives you. Like, look at that. It's just like, I'm so healthy. I eat my veggies, I eat my fruits. Be drinking those kale smoothies every day. So I'm just gonna put that right in between my highlight and my contour to kind of fuse the two together. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some mascara now. You can totally pop on lashes with this if you want, but I'm gonna wear this all day long. And I don't feel like wearing eyelashes to public, so I'm gonna skip on that. But I am gonna try the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara because I have never tried it and everyone's always talking about how good it is. So I am gonna try it out. This is a big deal for me because if you have been watching my videos and you follow me on Snapchat and Instagram, you know that I am obsessed with the L'Oreal Carbon Black Voluminous Mascara mixed together with the Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. So the fact that I'm using something different is a big deal right now. And honestly, this is really good. This is really good. This mascara is bomb right now. Wow. And I like the name, Better Than Sex. That is just so funny. Oh my gosh, speaking of Better Than Sex. So a really like good friend of mine that I love. And if you're watching, hey Ash, because I'm about to talk about you. So a very good friend of mine, her boyfriend's family has a house in the Keys, very close to Key West because we do live in South Florida. So they're always in the Keys and they drive to Key West a lot, and they took us to this restaurant one time called Better Than Sex. And if you're ever in Key West, like, you have to go there. It's all desserts. It's like dark and the only light is with the iPads because like the menus are on iPads. So that's the only light in the whole restaurant. And it's just literally all desserts and it is so good, so good. Okay, so last thing I'm gonna do is just throw on some lipstick. This is the Colourpop lippie stick in Aquarius. This is the first Colourpop lippie stick that I've ever like gotten. Like the first one that I've ever tried. And honestly, these things are so pigmented and they are so creamy. My only complaint is that I don't like how it smells. Because it has like a really strong, like sweet smell. And I just don't like things that are scented. Just not my thing. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have the Tartelette and Bloom palette, I hope that you enjoy doing this look. Remember, like, whenever I do tutorials, this is just how I would do it, but I hope that these tutorials kind of inspire you guys to look at the colors and look at like the ideas that I come up with and use them to come up with your own ideas and your own style and kind of create your own look. And if you do, yay, that's so exciting. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was helpful. There will be 2 more tutorials coming this week using the Tartelette and Bloom palette. Today was a very soft, like a daytime type look. So I'm planning on doing something really intense and over the top for the next one because, you know, we can't do the same thing over and over, guys. Gotta change it up. So that will be coming this week, 2 more videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in seeing the other 2 videos that I'll be doing with the Tartelette and Bloom palette this week, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thanks guys, bye.